So now, the decision of Northerners to join the #EndBadGovernance protest under the administration of President Bola Tinubu, while previously shunning the EndSARS protest during the tenure of ex-President Muhammadu Buhari, has sparked considerable reaction and discussion across the nation. The constraints in the North region's response to these two significant movements has raised questions and prompted analysis regarding the underlying factors driving the shift in activism. The End Bad Governance protest, which began on the 1st of August and concluded on the 10th of this month, was driven by widespread discontentment among the populace, who were protesting against the increasing hardship, hunger, and perceived failures in governance. The protests, which gained momentum across various regions, saw a notable increase in participation from the northern parts of the country, a region that has historically shown reluctance to engage in such mass movements, especially under the previous administration. The spokespersons for the Northern Elders Forum, Abdulaziz Suleiman, provided insight into why Northerners decided to actively participate in the End Bad Governance protest. Suleiman attributed this newfound activism to several critical issues plaguing the region, including hunger, marginalization, and endemic poverty. These factors, he explained, have created a sense of urgency and frustration among Northerners, driving them to take to the streets in demands of change. When asked why the northern region appeared more serious and committed to this protest compared to the #EndSARS movement, Suleiman emphasized that while the NEF had not yet formally discussed the matter, as a conscious Northerner, he was acutely aware of the growing unrest in the region. He noted that the ongoing protests against hunger and bad governance in Nigeria had garnered significant attention nationwide, with citizens from various regions actively participating in the demonstrations. However, the level of involvement from the northern region was particularly noteworthy, with a large number of youths taking a stand against the government's handling of the food crisis and, more importantly, the severe security situation in the region. Suleiman elaborated on the reasons behind the North's heightened participation in the protest, pointing out that the region has long been characterized by a high level of poverty and pervasive insecurity. These conditions, he argued, have severely impacted the quality of life for many northern communities, making it increasingly difficult for them to access nutritious food on a regular basis. The situation has been further exacerbated by the activities of insurgents and bandits, whose actions have disrupted farming activities, leading to poor crops yield and the loss of livelihood for many smallholders farmers in the region. Spokespersons also highlighted the implications of these challenges, noting that the persistent food shortages and soaring prices have created a sense of frustration and desperation among the northern populace. This, he said, has fueled their participation in the protest, as they seek to draw attention to the urgent need for government intervention to address the food crisis and the broader issues of insecurity that continue to plague the region. Furthermore, Suleiman touched on the historical context of the North's involvement in protests, noting that the region has been marginalized and underserved by successive governments for decades. He explained that many northern communities lack access to basic infrastructure, healthcare, and educational opportunities, which has contributed to a deep-seated sense of disillusionment and anger among the youth. This pervasive sense of neglect and marginalization, Suleiman argued, has only intensified in recent years as the ongoing food crisis is seen as yet another manifestation of the government's failure to prioritize the needs of its people. The participation of Northerners in the #EndBadGovernment protests, therefore, is not just a reaction to the current hardship, but also a reflection of long-standing grievances that have been beneath the surface for years. Suleiman's comment suggests that the protest is seen by many in the north as an opportunity to voice their discontent and demand accountability from the government that they feel has consistently failed to address their need. As the protest came to an end, the issue raised by the participants, particularly those from the North region, have continued to resonate across the country. The widespread support for the movement has highlighted the deep divisions and inequalities that persist in Nigeria, with many calling for a more inclusive and responsive approach to the governance. The government's response to this demand will be crucial in determining whether the momentum generated by the #EndBadGovernance protest will lead to the meaningful change, or if it will be yet another chapter in the country's ongoing struggle for justice and equality. Now, reacting to this, someone is asking a particular question that I've always wanted to say. Now, the man says, this man who addressed the press on these issues involved is not a reasonable person. The question one would want to ask him about of some of these issues raised by him include: 1. Is it at this time that the issues of poverty in the north just began or being noticed by the northern leaders? 2. Who were the people that have dominated the administration of this country since independence? Now, this is what we're supposed to be looking at here, because I can't understand why they've kept quiet for so long. Even during the Buhari regime, they didn't say anything. Was there no hunger there? People were really starving, so I don't get why now he's coming out to speak in Tinubu's regime. So now let's continue. He also said, all of the huge amounts of money which have been allocated to the northern region for many years by federal government of Nigeria, especially using the yardstick of higher population, why didn't they use the money to develop their infrastructures? I just tire for these people. Now, their man was there for 8 good years. The man adopted nepotism to administer this country, selecting his kingsmen and tribesmen to rule the country. Did they not see marginalization in that? Because I don't understand. Are they not seeing? Were they not seeing? Were they blind? Now, was there no insecurity issues before Tinubu assumed the position of the president? What did their man Buhari did to assuage this situation then? Definitely, this man must have become so drunk before he started saying all these things that he's saying, because I don't understand why he will sit down and want to give all this stuff on interview. He didn't say it back then when Buhari was still on seat. So guys, that's the news for today. I saw it and I decided to share with you all. Please do all to like, share and subscribe. Until next time, thank you.